Thank you for attending the public involvement meeting for the Wisconsin 16 Corridor Study. This is the first of two public involvement meetings that will be held for this study. The purpose of this meeting is to provide details about the study, present the study purpose and need, present the preliminary alternatives under consideration, and gain feedback from the public. After you watch this presentation, we encourage you to view the study exhibits prepared for this meeting and fill out your comment sheet with any comments that you'd like to share. WisDOT representatives will be available to answer any questions you may have. This study is part of the larger Wisconsin DOT La Crosse Major Study, which is evaluating major north-south routes in the La Crosse area as shown on the map. Each corridor will be evaluated with separate studies, including the Wisconsin 16 corridor shown in purple on the map, US 53 and US 14/61 shown in blue, Wisconsin 35 shown in yellow, and Wisconsin 16 downtown shown in green. The focus of today's meeting is on the Wisconsin 16 corridor. Each of these studies is in a different stage of completion. If you would like more information about these corridors, it is available on the WisDOT website. The limits of the Wisconsin 16 corridor are from Wisconsin 35, or West Avenue, in the south, to Wisconsin 157 in the north, a length of approximately 4.5 miles. The scope of this study is to identify alternatives that improve safety, traffic operations, and multimodal facilities while also addressing pavement and bridge needs. Each WisDOT corridor study includes development of a purpose and need to identify the objectives of the improvement project. For the Wisconsin 16 corridor, the purpose and need is focused on three criteria: deteriorating infrastructure, safety issues, and inadequate mobility. One component of the deteriorating infrastructure along the Wisconsin 16 corridor is the condition of highway structures. Structure needs for the Wisconsin 16 corridor were evaluated, and several structures will reach the end of their expected service life prior to 2050. Most notably, the eastbound Wisconsin 16 bridge over the La Crosse River will reach the end of its expected service life prior to 2035. The other component of deteriorating infrastructure along the corridor is pavement condition. Pavement needs were evaluated for the Wisconsin 16 corridor, and the pavement section from Losee Boulevard to Wisconsin 157 will reach the end of its service life by 2034. The 2025 pavement rehabilitation project extended the pavement's service life, but it was not a long-term fix. The pavement section from Wisconsin 35 to Losee Boulevard was recently reconstructed in 2022 and has an expected service life beyond 2050. A closer look at the 2015 to 2019 crash data indicates that more crashes occurred at the 5 signalized intersections than previously indicated. Many of these crashes occur far enough from the intersection that they are coded as non-intersection crashes or coded to adjacent intersections, even though they are a result of congestion and backups at these intersections. When accounting for this crash coding discrepancy, we found that the majority of crashes occurred at these 5 signalized intersections. Crash history for bicyclists and pedestrians was also reviewed for the 2015 to 2019 period. The Wisconsin 16 corridor includes sidewalks and on-street bicycle lanes between Wisconsin 35 and Losee Boulevard. Between Losee Boulevard and Wisconsin 157, a path is located along the east side of Wisconsin 16. This exhibit shows the number and location of bicycle and pedestrian crashes within the corridor. The only location with a crash trend is the County B/Conoco Drive intersection, where 3 crashes occurred that involved a bicyclist in the trail crossing being struck by a vehicle turning right on red. The final need for the Wisconsin 16 corridor is addressing inadequate mobility. A traffic operations analysis completed for the study found inadequate mobility at 3 intersections: Gillette Street, County B/Conoco Road, and Wisconsin 157. These intersections currently experience deficient levels of delay for individual turning movements. Delay at these intersections is expected to worsen in future years due to forecasted growth, resulting in additional turning movement deficiencies at all three intersections and overall intersection deficiencies at two of the intersections. The traffic operations analysis also evaluated intersection backup concerns. 4 intersections were found to have critical backup concerns, including the intersections of Wisconsin 16 with La Crosse Street, County B/Conoco Road, Wisconsin 157, as well as the Wisconsin 157 intersection with County Road PH. These backups have the potential to back out of turn lanes, block access to turn lanes, or back up to adjacent intersections. This concludes the presentation of the project purpose and need. We encourage you to review the detailed exhibits, speak to WisDOT representatives about any questions you may have, and fill out your comment forms with your thoughts. Now we would like to share some of the preliminary alternatives we've developed to address these needs. Please keep in mind these are still preliminary concepts, and we would appreciate your input as we refine them. The alternatives analysis process is a multi-step process where alternatives are developed, evaluated, and refined. We are currently evaluating preliminary alternatives, which are conceptual in nature. This evaluation includes corridor-wide alternatives and intersection-specific alternatives. First, let's discuss the corridor alternatives that are being considered. At this time, there are no proposed improvements on Wisconsin 16 between Wisconsin 35 and Losee Boulevard due to recent improvements that were made in this section. Two options are being considered between Losee Boulevard and Gillette Street, with the main difference being a two-way left turn lane in one option and a raised median in the other option. The two-way left turn lane option would maintain the current access at all intersections and driveways. The raised median option would maintain the current access at all intersections, but would change access to right in, right out at some driveways. Both options include 4 lanes of traffic. Only one option is being considered between Gillette Street and Wisconsin 157. This option, which is very similar to the existing road, includes a 4-lane road with a raised median. All options include 11-foot travel lanes, a path, and a reduction in the speed limit from 45 miles per hour to 40 miles per hour. This speed limit reduction allows us to address the existing geometric deficiencies by designing the road to low-speed urban design standards. More details on this speed limit change are available in the meeting exhibits. Intersection improvement options are being considered at 4 intersections along the corridor to address the safety and mobility concerns presented. The intersections with improvement options include Losee Boulevard, Gillette Street, County B/Conoco Road, and Wisconsin 157. We invite you to review the meeting exhibits for these options and provide your feedback. To close out this presentation, we would like to discuss schedule and next steps. With the completion of the first round of public involvement, the next step will be to refine the list of preliminary alternatives and evaluate them. This will include developing detailed alternative exhibits that will allow us to identify impacts. Following a meeting with local officials and technical staff to present these detailed alternatives, a recommended alternative will be selected. WisDOT will host a second round of public involvement meetings in the summer of 2026 to present detailed alternatives and the recommended alternative. The study is anticipated to wrap up in 2027 with the completion of an environmental document. The early 2030s is the earliest anticipated construction timeframe. Construction for the corridor is not yet scheduled and is pending approval for construction funds. Thank you for your interest in the Wisconsin 16 corridor study and taking time to view this presentation. We encourage you to fill out the survey and comment form and return them to WisDOT. Survey and comment forms can be left with us today, mailed in at a later date, or emailed to WisDOT staff listed in the study handout.